Okay, we will start. I will share my screen now. Okay, so the last topic that I discussed, I think only up to letter C, but letter D I did not discuss this one. So we will start discussing um, the last part, this problem letter D, particular number 3, as the start of the discussion for this meeting. Okay, so I believe that you had algebra previously. So I'm sure we'll just have a passing by review regarding the rules to be followed in dealing with equations. So the first thing that we need to understand that given an equation, always have a proper visualization that your equation has three parts. When I say three parts, these are the following. You have the first part to be the left member of the equation as discussed previously. The second part is the equal symbol. And the third part is the right member of the equation. Okay, so remember last time, tawag natin dito is the left member. This is the right member of the equation. The equal sign or the equation means that make sure that the left member of the equation will have the same value as the right member of the equation. Okay, so dealing with this type of equation, as per module number 3, you what is included there that the equation has one unknown as only two types, no? One unknown and two unknowns. Ano ibig sabihin nito? What does this mean? Okay? So when we talk about one unknown, only one variable, no? One variable like for number 3, no? For number 3, m is only the unknown. Okay? The same is true if you notice here on number 4, only one unknown is being required to determine, and that is x. Okay? What about for number 5? How many unknowns? I think it's only one, and that is the unknown variable y. Okay? For number 2, how many unknowns? You have x and y. Okay? For number 1, the same. You also have two unknowns. They are x and y. So we will start first for one unknown. Okay? It must be understood, class, that for one unknown, the requirement or the number of equation required for one unknown, isa lang. Okay? Only one. Okay? One equation is enough for us to be able to determine the unknown variable. One unknown in particular. Okay? For the two unknowns, it requires at least two equations. Okay? So if I'm going to give you a problem, let's say 2x plus y equals 5. Find the value of x and y. And then you will tell me, sir, for two unknowns, the minimum requirement for the number of equations, we shall have 2. So I cannot solve this if only one equation, if you are only to give me one equation. Okay, it must have another equation so that I will be able to solve for the values of x and y. Okay, will that be clear? So going back now to, okay, so this is clear. So one unknown, one equation required. Two unknowns, two equations. Okay, so we will start to solve this problem number 3. Okay, so we will start for number 3. Okay. So remember, previously, no, we learned, even in elementary, we follow the procedure of the order of the arithmetic or operations as M does. What does this mean, class? This is the order of operation that you are going to execute. First, I need to look on the problem who have an operation under multiplication. I will execute that first, meaning I will perform multiplication operation over division, addition, and subtraction. So pag may multiplication, yun muna yung atupagin ko, no? That will be the first priority to perform an operation. And then followed by division, and then addition, and then subtraction. So, like in this problem class, you notice that we have addition. We have addition here between these two terms. Okay, take note, class. The determination of terms are only separated with plus and minus sign. Let's say, analyzing the left member of the equation and the right member of the equation, how many terms do we have on the left member of the equation? We only have 2. Again, the determination of number of terms depends greatly on plus or minus sign. Okay? So ito, ang operation dito, addition between 2 terms. Again, plus and minus sign lang ang nag-identify the number of terms. Okay? So, first, we need to understand also that these 2 terms here, 7m, these 2 terms, 7m and this one, 4 times the quantity of m plus 3, there are 2 terms here. You notice that this has a multiplication operation. It means to say I cannot add first this one and this simultaneously. So what I will do first is copy first 7m and then perform the indicated operation, which is multiplication, by way of distributing on the inside quantity of m plus 3. So ending up with a product of 4 times m, how much? That will give you 4m plus, because 4 times 3 are both positive, so that is plus 12. Continuing, just copy the equal sign. You will have 5m, copy first, and then perform the indicated operation. 6 times 2m will give you 12m. 6 times minus 1 will give you minus 6. Okay? I hope you can still recall the rules of operation, no? Arithmetic operation with regards to addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let's have a little review for that before we proceed. We have addition, we have subtraction, we have the multiplication, we have the division. Okay. Now the rules here is that, let's say 12, let's say addition 12 plus 3 equals 5. So 15 rather, sorry. We also have negative 12 plus 3 equals negative 9. Okay, let's start. 12 plus 3, very easy to add. No problem. Okay? They share a common sign. So take note what is the difference between operation and sign. I hope you understand this one. Operation means perform an indicated operation, plus, minus, divide, multiply. Signs, positive and negative sign lang. So when I say 3 plus 4 minus 5, what is the sign of number 5? Positive or negative? It must be positive, class. Why? Because this is not the sign of 5. This is an indicated operation. Lumalabas na ang forma nito ay ganito. Minus, parang ganon siya. Okay? So, the operation is minus, but the sign of 5 is positive. Okay? Take note of that. So, these are all operations. What is the sign of 3? It must be understood to be positive. Okay? So, when your answer ends up with positive 5, you don't need to place plus here. Okay? It's already understood. Pag mag-isa lang siya, understood na yan si 5 na positive. Okay? So, take note of the difference between operation and the sign. So, again, pag sinabi kong operation, your answer must only be addition, subtraction, division, or multiplication. Okay? So, going back to the operation of addition here, 12 plus 3 has no issue for you, but the problem comes in when the signs of these two terms are different. So, negative 12 plus 3 ends up with a sum of negative 9. It means to say that it shows here that what carries the sign of your sum on the right side of the right member of this equation is that it carries the sign. Kung sino yung malaki yung number, whoever has the value of a bigger value, you will carry that sign. Just like in this instance, you have negative 12 and positive 3. Negative 12 has a sign of negative. 12 is bigger than 3. So you need to carry that sign which is negative. Okay? So another thing that you have to come into understanding that these two here are what we call addends. Okay? These are addends. So negative 12 and 3 are addends. And the answer in addition is what we call sum or total. Okay? So, klaro tayo dito ha. Kung whoever carries the bigger value, that will dictate the sign of your answer. Okay? So, let's go for subtraction. Let's say 3 minus 5. Addition and subtraction carries the same principle in terms of its operation rules, no? So, you notice that 5 is bigger than 3. Since this 5 will immediately covers the sign of negative here because of the operation, that will be considered as negative 5, but the operation is minus, okay? So, that will show that 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Okay? Sino mas malaki? Si 3 or si 5? Like in this instance, sabi ko, positive si 5, but with the operation indicated here, naging negative na siya. So, the negative of that will give you the bigger value is 5, then therefore, it has to carry the negative sign here. Okay? Now, if that confuses you with regards to the rules, let's have it to put in a simplest language that we understand. Example, 3 minus 5. You have, let's say, you have a money on your pocket of 3 pesos, but you're purchasing a good or an item that is 5 in value. So, it means to say you lack how much? You lack 2 pesos. So, lack means negative. Or the same, in our own language, and we'll make it in Tagalog, let's say 3 piso yung pera mo. Ang bibilhin mo ay 5 piso. Magkano yung kulang mo? Negative. Kulang ka pa ng 2. Okay? Or, may 3 piso ka, nangutang ka ng 5, magkano utang mo? 2. I hope that is the easiest way to let you understand, to to deal with positive and negative values. Okay? So let's proceed to, yes, somebody is,
I'm sorry, sir. I'm late, sir.
okay. So we will continue. For multiplication, the rules here is on the rules. The rule here is only having two rules. Okay, we have the like sign and unlike sign. That is applicable both for multiplication and division. Okay. By the way, for the subtraction class, we have different parts also to understand here. Your 3 here is what we call your minuend. Take note of that. And then your 5 here is your subtrahend. You have to take note of these terms because this will come out in your final exam. And your answer in subtraction is what we call the difference. So maybe I will give you a worded problem. Like for an instance, if I'm going to have this problem in this way. Find the difference if the subtrahend is 5 and the minuend is 3. So kung hindi nyo alam yung term, if you do not know those terms, it might be interpreted that 5 minus 3 or 3 minus 5, you are confused. So you make sure you know where the minuend is, you know where the subtrahend is, and you know what is the answer in subtraction, which we term it as difference. Okay, clear? Now, with regards also to multiplication, like I said, there are two rules to be observed. For like signs, you will end up with a product of positive, if unlike sign, negative. The same is true with division. Parehas lang, no? So, for like signs, you will end up with a quotient of positive. With unlike sign, you will end up with a quotient of negative. Okay? So, let's start with multiplication. Let's see. Let's say 2 times 3. Class, this is wrong. Okay? The multiplication symbol, we can no longer use this symbol for multiplication because in algebra, we need to drop that because it might be interpreted as variable x. So we need to remove that x. Okay? So instead of 2 times 3 that way, we have to write it this way. Okay? So in multiplication, as I said, like sign, because 2 here carries a positive sign, 3 carries a positive sign, therefore your resulting product here must be positive. The same is true, negative 2 times negative 3. Since they carry a like sign, both are negative, it must end up with positive 6 also. Okay? Kung like signs. For unlike sign, so let's say negative 2 times 3, since 2 carries a negative sign, 3 carries a positive sign, your end product will be negative because they are unlike. No, they do not have the same sign. The same is true for 2 times negative 3. Here, 2 carries a sign of positive, 3 carries here a negative sign. So your resulting product must be negative 6. Okay? So the same. So for multiplication, by the way, we call the different parts. For this one, we call this as your dividend. We call this as your divisor. Sorry, multiplication. No, multiplication is this is the multiplicand. Multiplication and multiplicand, this one. And then we have this as your multiplier. And then the answer in multiplication is what we call as your product. Okay, like I said again, if I'm going to have it in a worded problem, find the product if the given multiplicand is 3 and the multiplier is 5. So you know where you position those numbers. Okay? Next, for division. Let's say 4 divided by 2 equals 2. Okay? So 4 carries a sign of positive. 2 carries a sign of positive. Therefore, your resulting quotient will be positive. The same, negative 4 divided by negative 2, you still have to end up with a quotient of positive 2 because both numbers carries the same sign, which is negative. On the other hand, 4 divided by negative 2, you will end up with negative 2 value, which is in particular to be the quotient. So 4 carries a positive sign while 2 carries a negative sign. That's why your end quotient here will be negative. The same, negative 4 divided by 2, you will still have the same value of negative 2. Why? Because 4 here is negative, 2 here is positive. Since they are unlike sign, your resulting quotient will be negative. Okay? So, what are those parts under division? We call this as your dividend. Dividend. We call this one as your divisor. And we call the answer in division to be your quotient. Okay? Now, for this one, 4 divided by 2, you can also interpret it like this. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. Am I right? It follows that 4 is also your numerator. Your 2 here is your denominator. So it follows that dividend and numerator mean the same thing. Okay? So with your denominator 2 here and this one, so divisor and denominator mean the same meaning. Okay? So that those are the rules to be observed while performing algebraic operation or arithmetic, performing arithmetic operation. So at least the rules are clear. Then we can proceed dealing with this one here. Okay, so we will continue to solve this one since the rules are already discussed. So pwede na nating i-perform yan. So we'll remove this first. We'll remove this first. Okay, so we will continue here. So we're done on that those rules. That's why you notice dito when we multiplied 6 and 2, they end up with a positive 12. Dito, positive times positive, positive 12. Positive 6 times negative 1, negative 6. Okay, dito walang problema kasi parehas lang, no? 4m, 4 times m is positive 4m. 4 times positive 3, positive 12. Okay? So, clear na tayo doon sa rules. Now, after performing the indicated operation under this second step, no, this is our first step in the solution, no? On the second step, since they are already expressed in all terms already, now you notice from 2 terms, naging ilang terms na dito? Tatlo na. The same is true on the right, tatlong terms na. After performing the indicated operation, the next step is you collect similar terms and place it all on the left member of the equation. What does that mean, class? Since 7, yung variable dito, yung 7m, ilalagay ko to, I will maintain it on the left member of the equation, and I will take with m variable on the right member of the equation and have it transferred on the other side. Because I want all left member to have m terms, and on the right, the constant term. Okay, so continuing. So since 12, this is positive, take note when you cross the border, which is the equal sign, you have to change the sign. Okay, so from positive 12, ilalagay ko to sa kabila. Since nag-cross siya ng equal sign, magpapalit ang kanyang sign from positive 12mm magiging negative 12m. By the way, hindi muna si 12 ang unahin ko, no? Meron pa palang 5 pala. I overlook 5. So I will transfer 5m on the other side. Okay? So, magiging from positive 5m, magiging minus 5m. And also 12, from positive 12, nag-cross siya ng border, minus 12m. Okay? Then, itatapon ko lahat ng constant sa right member. So, maintain si negative 6 dito. May constant ba tayo dito sa kaliwa? Meron. Positive 12. Transfer natin doon sa kabila. Nag-cross siya ng border. So, 12 from positive 12, that will become negative 12. Okay? So, clear? So, continuing again, continue natin sa third step. In the third step, class, we are going to add them algebraically. Okay? So, perform the indicated operation. Since lahat naka-m yan sila lahat, pwede nating i-add silang lahat dito. Okay? So, 7m plus 4m will give you 11m. 11m minus 5m is positive 6m. Okay, so magiging positive 6m to dito. Itong tatlo na to. Okay, and then minus 12m. Negative 6 minus 12. Ito. What is your answer? May utang ka ng 6. Nangutang ka pa ng 12. Utang means minus. Ilan na yung utang mo? 18. Okay? So, 6m minus 12m. Somebody raise their hand. Wala? Okay. So, 6m at saka 12m. Ano yung answer? May 6 pesos ka sa kamay mo. Nangutang ka ng 12. May utang ka pa ba? Meron. So, magkano na lang utang mo? Minus 6m divided by minus 18 sa kanan. Ngayon, we are going to find the value of m. So, we need to divide this by, to make this m, we need to divide it by negative 6. Kung ano yung ginagawa ninyo sa kaliwa, make sure gawin nyo rin sa kanan. So, kung nag-divide ako ng negative 6 sa left member of the equation, magdi-divide din ako ng negative 6 sa bandang kanan. Such that negative 6m divided by negative 6 will become positive m. Negative 18 divided by negative 6, they are like sign. So, like sign will give you positive value, and that will be 18 divided by 6 will give you positive 3. Again, pag positive 3, no need for you to write positive here. Okay? Wag na. Understood na yan na positive. Okay. With an ended value of m to be 3, what does that mean? It means to say that with m equals 3, that will satisfy the equation of this original equation. Ano ibig sabihin nun? What does that mean? If I'm going to substitute m to its determined value, which is 3, that will satisfy the left member equation to be equal to the right member of the equation. Okay? So, Yes, you have a question. Proceed. Donna, Donya, Olarte. Olarte, you have a question? Olarte.
Wala, sir.
Ba't ka nag-raise ng hand?
Wala, sir. Napindot ko lang, sir.
Ah,
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
okay, so the original equation class is 7m plus 4 times m plus 3 equals 5m plus 6 times the quantity of 2m minus 1. So ano yung determined value natin na solve natin? That m is 3. So let's try to substitute it here. 7 times 3 yung m. 4 times what is m? 3 plus 3. Here on the right, 5 times 3 plus 6 times the quantity of 2. Ano yung m? Times 3 minus 1. Okay, you will have 7 times 3 is 21. You will have 4 times 6. On the other side, we have 15 plus 6 times, perform disperse, m dash 6 minus 1. So you will have 21 plus 24, you will have 45. Here, 15, this is 6 times 5 is 30, so 15 plus 30 is 45. It means to say your m equals 3 is correct. Meaning, sinasatisfy niya yung condition nitong equation, ng original equation. Kasi na-balance niya 45 sa kaliwa, 45 sa kanan. Okay? So that is the procedure for one unknown equation. Okay? So any question before we proceed sa two equation to unknowns? So let's proceed now to two equations to unknown. Okay, for number 1. So like I said, if there are two variables or two unknowns, you must have two equations. So here, problem D1, you have equation 1 and you have equation 2. Okay? So the first rule here is to arrange the equation in terms of its algebraic, what we call this one? According to ascending order in terms of its letters or variables. First, for equation 1, the first thing to do here is to place x and y, the variable terms, on the left. Okay? So, let's start. So, si x mang mauuna, dapat ilagay ko to sa kabila. Since nag-cross siya sa border, ang magiging equation niya ay negative 2x. Si y, maintain, nandito na siya sa left. Copy ko lang yan. Si 6, ang constant term, iwan mo sa kanan. Leave it on the right side. I want the order should look like this one. According to alphabetical order siya, lahat ng variables nasa left member of the equation and the constant must be on the right member of the equation. Okay? The same is true with equation number 2. I need to place x on the left member of the equation and that will be from positive x that will become negative x. Okay? And then, maintain si 3y dito sa left member. So, plus 3y. Then, si negative 2 dito, maiiwan, dapat siya din dito. Okay? Now, having this one, then your new equation, you are going to solve for x and y in two ways. No? We call this by elimination. The first procedure is by elimination method. The second is by substitution method. Gawin muna natin yung method number 1. ano yung arranged equation natin? Negative 2x plus y equals 6. Negative x plus 3y negative 2. Okay, by elimination method, yung elimination dito pwedeng by addition or subtraction. Okay? So, you notice, pwede nating by addition muna. Anong gagawin natin para magiging... So, paano natin ma-eliminate to dito? So, first, look for the coefficients of every variables. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng coefficient na yan, sir? Coefficient can be numerical coefficient or literal coefficient. Numerical from the word number, literal from the word letter. Example, 2x. X here is your literal coefficient. 2 here is your numerical coefficient. Okay? So, if I'm going to ask you what is the numerical coefficient of x, your answer must be 2. Okay? If I'll ask you what is the literal coefficient of 2, then your answer must be x. Sometimes also they are asking, okay, what is the coefficient of x? Automatically yung kasama niya. Ibig sabihin, yung question niya yun, tinatanong niya kung ano yung numerical coefficient. So, pag sinabi ko, what is the coefficient of 2? Variable x, sir. Okay, so interchangeably, you can use those terms. Okay, so pag sinabing coefficient, yung kasama niya. Pero pag yung particular siya, let's say, what is the numerical coefficient of x? And it must be 2. No? Wala siyang agad doon. Alam mo na yung numbers talaga yun. Okay? So, in method number 1, here, you notice, I'm driving your attention here for method number 1. I'm going to eliminate one of its variable. How? There are two ways. Paano ko i-eliminate? Perform this one. I'm going to check each of this column here para ma-eliminate ko. So if I want to eliminate x, what will I do? I need to multiply x here by, I will multiply this by 2 and change and perform subtraction. Meaning to say, equation 1, I'm going to perform subtraction by performing equation 1 minus equation 2. Okay? So kung minus siya, class, you have to make sure to change the sign below. So that from negative x, that will become positive. Positive 3y maging negative. Ang negative dito magiging positive. And then, what will happen now? Perform the indicated operation. Since this is, how much is this now? With equation 1, yung equation 1 mo ngayon ay ito na, negative 2x plus y equals 6. Ito ngayon, pinalitan na natin to, no? Ang result dito, nag-multiply tayo ng both side by 2. That will become 2x minus 6y equals 4. Do you follow? Positive 2. Ito, naging positive x na to. So, positive 2 times positive x, you will have 2x. Positive 2 times negative 3y, you will have negative 6y. Positive 2 times positive 2, you will have positive 4. Okay? After doing that, you perform addition. Negative 2x plus 2x, you will have 0. Correct? May utang ka ng 2, nagbayad ka ng 2, magkano na utang mo? Wala ka ng utang. Yun ang pinaka-purpose why you need to eliminate so that wala na si x, puro y ka na lang at makukuha mo na ang value ng y. Okay? So, negative 2x and 2x canceled na to. And then next to add is plus y minus 6y will give you negative 5y. May piso ka, nangutang ka ng 6. Magkano utang mo lahat? Minus 5y. Equals 6 plus 4, you will have 10. Continuing, I want to solve for y. What will I do? In the left member of the equation, anong gagawin ko para makuha ko si y? Divide both side by
5, sir.
negative 5. Wag lang 5, kasi kung 5 lang, negative 5y divided by 5, mag-negative y ka pa dito. I want y here. So you need to divide by negative 5. And you will end up with y to be 10 divided by negative 5. Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, because unlike sign, no, positive 10 divided by negative 5 will give you negative 2. Okay? Since your y already established to have a value of negative 2, then you can have it substitute either equation 1 or equation 2 to get the value for x. Since may y ka na, masosolve mo na si x. Okay? So, pwede mong gamitin doon sa original equation. Pwede. Take note, itong equation at saka ito, parehas lang yan. They are all equivalent equation. Okay? So, ginawa mo lang, may binago ka lang na equation for purpose of para ma-eliminate mo yung isang variable, which is x. Okay? So, we will continue. So, we will use equation 1. What is equation 1 in the original problem? You have y equals, ano yun? Y equals 2x plus 6. Since y is negative 2, substitute. Can you solve for x? Yes, you can solve, no? I will put x on the left member of the equation. That will cross the border. That will make negative 2x. I will place all the constant term, which mean yung mga walang variable. Matitira si 6 dito sa right. Okay, positive 6, no need to place positive, that is understood. And negative 2 has to transfer on the other side. And that will become minus, that will become plus. So to solve for x, what will I do? Divide all by negative 2. Negative 2 rin dito. So therefore, your x will become 6 plus 2, and that is 8. Divided by negative 2, it will give you negative 4. So you have this one, x negative 4, y is negative 2. Now, maybe you will ask, sir, paano kung gamitin ko palang equation 2, will that be the same? Yes, we will try. Itong 3y equals x minus 2. Okay, so we only have one. Papasok lang kayo ulit sa sa Google because our class is only limited for 1 hour. I mean the Google Meet, no, requirement ngayon 1 hour. So pag nag-cut, pasok lang ulit sa link, okay? So in 10 minutes magka-cut tayo dito sa class, then mag-re-log in lang. Okay? So we will continue. So again, we will use the same itong 3y equals x minus 2, no? 3y equals x minus 2. Okay. So, tingnan natin kung mailalabas pa rin natin x equals negative 4 using itong y na to, no? Equals negative 2. So, 3, substitute, x minus 2. So, you will have 3 times negative 2 will give you negative 6, x minus 2. Anong sabi ko? Put x on the left member of the equation, you will have negative x, negative 2, transfer si 6 sa kabila, then you will have plus 4. I want to solve for x. I'll divide this to make positive x. I have to divide all by negative 1 to come up with x. Negative 2, bakit to 4? Dapat plus 6 to, no? Sorry. Correct? Ito. Transfer natin dito. So that is positive 4 to dito, divided by negative 1. Your answer is negative 4. Are they the same? Here? Yes. Parehas lang. So, either lang, no? Either equation 1 or equation 2. Bahala kayo kung saan ang gusto ninyo. Lalabas at lalabas yan ng parehas. Okay? So, that is one way of solving x and y. We call that by elimination. From the word elimination, nag-eliminate tayo ng isang variable by way of addition or subtraction. So take note, pag subtraction, pinapalitan natin lahat ng signs sa baba. Okay? Take note of that. Okay? Anyway, we will have more exercises after this. Okay, what about for method 2? Paano natin isosolve yung method 2? Okay, so we will have for method 2, I'll make a new na lang. Okay, so sa method 2, we will try to solve for method 2 this way. So we will try to solve method 2. Still have ilang minutes? 15 minutes, no? Anyway, wag na kayo mag-log in, no? Once na putol, I think it will be 7 minutes na lang. Then we will just continue by Friday. Correct? Okay. Wait. Ano bang pan ninyo? Wait just a moment. We have Monday, Wednesday lang pala tayo, no? Okay, so we will just continue by next meeting kung matapos to, no? Hanggang matapos natin. So for method 2, we have by substitution, we will copy the problem again here. Y equals 2x plus 6. And then we have 3yx minus 2. We have this equation 1 and then equation 2. So I'm going to replace 2x plus 6, sorry. I'm going to replace y with 2x plus 6 by substitution. Yun ang tawag by substitution. Ibig sabihin, yung y na yan, ang laman ay 2x plus 6. So ilalagay ko dito kay value ni y dito kay equation 2. So, anong laman ni y? Anong laman ni y? That is 2x plus 6. And then x minus 2. So, anong nangyari? Nawala na si y. Solve na agad. Diba? So, you have 3 times 2x, you will have 6x. 3 times 6, you will have 18. Then, x minus 2. Anong sabi ko? Ilalagay lahat ng variable sa bandang kaliwa. 6x, etong x pupunta sa kaliwa, magbabago yung sign. And then, maintain si negative 2 sa right member. Iko-cross over natin dito sa kabila si 18. And that will change to negative 18. 6x minus x, it will give you 5x. Negative 2 minus 18. May utang ka na 2, nangutang ka pa ng 18. Magkano lahat ng utang mo? 20. To solve for x, divide all by positive 5. so that you will end up with a value of negative 4. Are they the same? Yes. Okay? So, the same, substitute mo doon sa taas, no? Itong value na yan, i-substitute mo any of the equation. Pwede rito, pwede rin dito, at makukuha mo yung y. Let's see. 2x plus 6, gaya ng ginawa natin kanina. Ano yung value ng x? Negative 4. Diba? Y is negative 4. X is negative 4. 2 times negative 4 plus 6. So you will end up y negative 8 plus 6. May utang ka ng 8. Nagbayad ka ng 6. Magkano na lang utang mo? Negative 2. Are they the same? Here? Okay, your y is negative 2. See? Here? The same, no? Kahit sa pangalawang equation, 3y x minus 2. 3y equals, ano yun? 3y x minus 2. Anong value ng x? Negative 4. X minus 2. So you will have negative 12. 3 times negative 4, negative 12. X minus 2. So you will have, is that correct? 3y, sorry. Bakit nagkabaliktad? Sorry. Ito, balikan natin. Yung x pala yung negative 4. So 3y equals negative 4 minus 2. 3y then negative 6. So to solve for y, you divide all by 3. So you will have y negative 2. The same, no? Y negative 2. The same y negative 2. So any equation may do for your determination of the other unknown variable. Okay? So 2 minutes left. So see you on Monday. We will continue solving some exercises. We will make some exercises and expect some oral participation as well, because I will ask you what is a minuend, what is subtrahend, so on and so forth. Okay, that will be oral participation for the final term. Okay, so see you on Monday, and we will have more exercises under this one, and then we will continue to discuss as well for this module 4 and module 5. Okay, so that will be all, class. If you have some questions before we end, I think, okay, yes, Lim, you have a question? We have 1 minute to... Yung?
Yung record dito.
Magpo-post ako sa GCR, okay? Sige. So that will be all, class, no? Patapos na to. So bye-bye and see you on Monday.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, sir.